For the past several weeks, the Roman Catholic Church has been dealing with repeated criticism of a sexual abuse scandal rocking one of the world's oldest religious institutions. News 19's Jacob Reynolds breaks down the scandal.
It's been a summer of scandal for the church as accusations, resignations, and grand jury reports have rocked the faithful to its highest level. So we wanted to simplify the timeline and explain to you what's exactly happened this summer. We'll start in June. The Archdiocese of New York announced in a statement that Cardinal Theodore McCarrick would lose his right to perform priestly duties due to a decades-old allegation of sexual abuse. More than a month later, in July, the Vatican accepted McCarrick's resignation as a cardinal. Fast forward to mid-August. In a shocking 884-page report, Pennsylvania Attorney General Josh Shapiro said a grand jury investigation found across the state 301 priests had acted as predators and more than 1,000 children fell victim to abuse over decades. This week, there were calls for Pope Francis to resign amid allegations he knew of McCarrick's abuse. The Pope responded over the weekend.
Io non dirò una parola su questo.
I will not say a word about this. I believe the document speaks for itself.
On CBS this morning, Shapiro, the Attorney General behind the Pennsylvania report, said he had seen evidence of Vatican cover-ups.
You've actually said that this goes all the way to the Vatican, this cover-up. How so?
There are specific examples where when the abuse occurred, the priests would go, the bishops would go and lie to parishioners, lie to law enforcement, lie to the public, but then document all of the abuse in secret archives that they would share oftentimes with the Vatican. There are specific examples where the Vatican knew of this abuse and they were involved in the cover-up.
Robert Gigliamone, Bishop of Charleston, called the scandal a grave sin in a statement this month. He offered an apology to victims of sexual abuse and asked for forgiveness from parishioners. Also this month, a petition circulated online calling for the resignation of all U.S. Catholic bishops to be submitted to the Vatican. In studio, Jacob Reynolds, News 19 WLTX.